anticipate many legal challenges to what President Trump said he would do.
Today, state lawmakers are back at work attending a special session to Trump-proof California. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us. I'm Marcella Lee. Governor Gavin Newsom called for today's special session. It started at 1 o'clock this afternoon and at last check was still going on. CBS 8's Shannon Handy joins us now to explain what Newsom is asking for and has reaction from both sides. Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Marcella. Well, basically, Governor Newsom is trying to prepare. He's asking lawmakers to set aside millions of dollars to get ready for legal battles against the Trump administration. His goal is to defend the state's investments and protect certain laws and policies ranging from climate change to immigration.
We know exactly what he intends to do. He's been very honest about that.
California Governor Gavin Newsom says it's not a matter of if, but when the Trump administration will challenge California laws and policies.
Clerk will close the roll.
Today, he called for a special session where he asked the legislature to approve $25 million in additional funding as the Attorney General's office prepares for upcoming legal battles. This fund aims to protect state policies on climate initiatives, abortion rights, and immigration.
We have thought in detail about where and when we sue, on what grounds.
Part of what this is about is appropriating money to make sure that California has the funds to invest in that kind of litigation.
Robert Shapiro, dean of University of San Diego School of Law, says during Trump's first presidency, California filed over 120 lawsuits against his administration with a high success rate. He says it's just one of a few actions the state can take.
One thing they can do is just not to cooperate. So, for example, Trump seems to have various immigration sorts of initiatives and mass deportations, and California can say, well, we're not going to tell you anything about who's in the state or if we think somebody might be here illegally. They can't actively resist. What the state doesn't actually need to cooperate and assist. And another thing the state can do is just substitute its policies.
Governor Newsom has already said he will reinstate a state electric vehicle rebate program if the Trump administration rescinds the federal one. Regarding mass deportations, Shapiro says while the federal government can't force state and local authorities to enforce federal law unless an emergency is declared, they can threaten to withhold federal funds to coerce cooperation. Immigration supporters rallied in Sacramento today in support of Governor Newsom. Meanwhile, local Republican leaders slammed him. County Supervisor Jim Desmond said Gavin Newsom's special session to Trump-proof California is nothing more than political theater and a thinly veiled kickoff to his presidential ambitions. Newly elected State Assemblyman Carl DeMaio said it is clear that Californians need protection from Gavin Newsom, not Donald Trump.
And President-elect Trump said on X about today's session, Governor Gavin Newsom is trying to kill our nation's beautiful California. He added he is using the term Trump-proof as a way of stopping all of the great things that can be done to make California great again. So, Marcella, there's a lot to go with all of this, but we all know that Governor Newsom and President-elect Trump don't see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Right. So the special session started around 1 o'clock today. We think it is still happening. A lot to discuss. But what actually happens and how are the next steps going to be taken?
So experts say today was really just about pomp and circumstance. Keep in mind, today's special session started with people who were newly elected into office. They took the oath today. So they're in Sacramento with their family and friends. So they did that, and then they started this special session. So it's really just to get the ball rolling, get the conversation started. But at this point, there hasn't been an expenditure. Nothing's been approved, but we know what Newsom is asking for. And we'll see what happens.
All right. But President-elect Trump, once in office, will have the power to withhold that funding. So it'll be a definite balance of the law. Thanks so much, Shannon.